Thanks for staying with us now. Chasing clout is when someone says something and the sole purpose is to become popular. It's often used to describe people, social sites that are shallow and desperate to gain followers. And this is not, it's not new. Everybody right now, especially with the influx of the gram, everybody wants to go on social media platform to just post. But what is really troubling for us is that when people post, they post from pictures that are dangerous. They do dangerous pranks, they do private chats, funny videos, videos depicting violence and all sorts of vices on the internet just to gain followers and to have a lot of views and all of that. So being a media influencer is a full business, right? And really you need those traction to be able to go far. If you say you want to become a social media influencer, which is one of the hottest job right now that we have, but we are asking tonight, where do we really draw the line, right? We're asking this question: where do we draw the line when it comes to clout chasing? Do we continue to condone certain things? So if you haven't seen the video, the young girl that I mentioned earlier, Toyosi, maybe we should just watch a few of these videos. There's 3 videos I would like to play so you just see and understand where we're coming from.
What's it on the cry? It's not about the video. We'll go to the police station too. We'll go to the police station.
Now in the country.
Yes, now in this time of insecurity, people have called me kidnapper. I say, are you sure you are the brother? Are you sure you are the brother? I know if you reply anybody, I look to you. People are following me. I say because they are looking for gist. I say she's my sister. She's fine. She's my sister. She's fine. From you, so she, good girl. Me tell her, go rubbish yìí lọ ni. Àwọn ló máa ń jẹ́ káwọn èèyàn máa ṣe nonsense lórí Twitter. Thank God I'm not even following that. So if they want to drag her life, they can drag her life. What's the meaning of this thing? You don't know the truth to go viral like that. What type of clout is that she's trying to chase? Kí ni gbogbo nonsense yẹn? Mo ń sùn lójú oorun sí ilé yẹn kan pé mi ló sọ fún mi pé bye tó bá ti tọ́wọ́ mi ṣe ń gbọ̀n tí mo tiẹ̀ mọ nǹkan tí mo fẹ́ ṣe. My wife is saying call the police, call this, call my police friend. Mi tiẹ̀ mọ wọ́n mi kàn ń gbọ̀n ni. Only to call Tolani sọ fún mi pé rubbish ló ṣe náà èèyàn kan wọn àtẹ̀yàn kan lọ́jọ́ ń ṣeré àdírẹ́sì ẹni yẹn náà ló fi sílẹ̀ bla 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 nígbà àwọn èèyàn dẹ̀ ti kún wájú ilé yẹn. Òun ló máa ń fi kidnap.
I am fine. I was not kidnapped or I am fine, and I am not making this video under duress or anything. I am very okay. I am in my house. Please stop calling or threatening those numbers. I am okay. Thank you very much.
So the background to this conversation is she posted a video saying that or a tweet rather saying that she was being kidnapped and raped, and she then posted an address and a phone number saying that those are the kidnappers and the rapists and all of that. And all of a sudden those people got threats. They were being called, people were sending death threats and all of that. And at some point I think the police even went to arrest the alleged culprit, right? That's the conversation, right? So this, for me, it sparks up all sorts of emotion. First of all, do you even pick on a line as rape and kidnap just to chase clout? It is really, really disheartening. So that's the conversation we're asking. Where do we start to even draw the line on top of these kids that we're seeing? Because now it is so difficult for us to know when something is real and when something is just, they are just trying to create a skit to, to gain traction. That's the conversation for tonight. Now, please let us hear what you have to say. Remember, you can join the conversation. Send us an SMS or WhatsApp to 081-8038-4663. You can also tweet at us at Wayshow, Africa1 with the hashtag Wayshow. We'll open our phone lines very soon, but let's just quickly hear your thoughts, NJ and Norma. When you saw this, NJ, you said you woke up very early this morning and you saw this.
Yeah.
When you saw this, what first of all came to your mind?
First of all, it was just unbelief, because I know that in the news lately there has been a lot of sexual harassment accusations flying around from different companies and individuals and marriages. So for someone to actually wake up in the morning and first thing you think about is how exactly do I want to ruin someone else's life and make or become popular
for
it, and you set up something like this. The first time I saw it, I was like, it was shocking, because at first I said, wait, if you had made this, if you had done this on April 1st, you can
Just
away
you
with
can
it.
just bring it around.
It would be cloud chasing, but in a good way. At the end of the day, you come out and you say,
it's April Fool.
But how do you go about even using a topic like as sensitive as
As rape
this?
and kidnap.
And kidnap.
It's
Especially
with everything that's going on in the country, how unsafe people feel, and everything that's people being scared to go out, and even scared for family members and what have you. How do you put a call like that and put someone else's life, an innocent person's life, in danger?
Given that this is a society where people actually still do what's it
jungle
called?
justice.
Jungle justice, where somebody
Jungle
can literally
justice,
be
where they
lynched
can
to
lynch
death.
you, beat you,
Yeah.
or whatever.
You send an address, you send a phone number, and I think somewhere along the story, I think I caught a glimpse of her mentioning that she didn't know the number she sent.
Yeah.
Like, is it she just called out a number?
Out of the blue and put an address there.
It's crazy, because you can imagine if I have that kind of number on my phone and I dial it, and it comes out someone's name that I know, it changes everything in your head, like your
About that
perception
person.
and everything about that person, and you just start to have this, resentment for the person without even hearing the full story. You can imagine if anybody decides to act on something like this, if the police didn't get involved and the neighbors decided to act on something like this, and before you know it, the guy is dead, and then it becomes a story, oh, I was only joking, but someone is dead. And the thing about it is that sometimes, most of the time, these people, because it's cloud chasing, they get away with it with just a slap on the wrist. It doesn't get like this situation. It doesn't happen all the time where the police gets involved, unless it gets, this went viral, and that's the reason why the police jumped on. That's the reason why it called the attention of everyone, the police, the public. But how do you do something like this? It's just unbelievable how far people would actually go to what they are responsible ways to actually cloud chase, because it's not a bad thing.
You need traction. So, let me come to you, Norma, because I remember many years ago, I can't remember what year now it was, where a certain celebrity, I'll call her now, she's a celebrity, because after that, her career changed. She got verified. She has loads of followers. She went naked on a live stream that the whole world, they were watching and all of that. That was her idea of finding a way to break and build her brand, make it bigger and all of that. And immediately after that, a lot of brands started endorsing and all of that. So it just begs the question that, even with this social media, it seems like the only algorithm that is being recognized, right? That it's when things are like in the negative light. Because you don't see conversations like this going viral. It's not possible, So are we not also, part of this narrative when we see the older generation keep saying that we are, we're not ready, we're not this, we're not serious, we're not this? Because again, how can a young person, you accuse another person, you say you're being raped and kidnapped, like as if like you don't have sense that this is a time where we are supposed to be ready and sensitive for what is in the it's in the air. Kidnapping is not a joke in Nigeria. People were kidnapped on trains. People are being kidnapped on a daily basis. Then you now take that kind of thing. So why would they not call you stupid? It is not, it is a no-brainer. They will call you that you're stupid. And guess what? They now lump all the young people together and say, we don't have brain.
So that reflects on everyone.
Unfortunately, social media has given freedom for a lot of people to be able to say anything or do anything. And now these days we see the good, we see the bad, we see the very ugly situations, like in this case. When I saw that video, I was going to, you will say again, Norma has come, but most times I see things from the behavior point of view. I do not think it is normal for people to go to extremes to be able to cloud chase, borrow that word, or to bring themselves to the limelight. Something is always behind. You say, I've come again, but that's the truth.
No, you're not hungry.
There are so many people, seriously, there's so many people who we think are stable in their minds, but not everybody that is wearing cloth like you and I, or dressing up, is okay. That's from me personally. When you see behavior that is out of normal, then you know that something is wrong, even though a lot of people might not be paying attention to it. NJ said that there's a good side of clout chasing. There are some things you do to create a buzz. Fine, I agree. But on the other hand, a lot of the situations we see on social media are meaningless, are baseless most of the time. In fact, people go to certain extremes. You mentioned one earlier, just to be able to have a sense of relevance and significance to their lives. But the underlying factor is that a lot of people are not dealing with actual problems that they are. They are not even what's the word? They are not even conscious of the fact that they actually have problems. While we have more people that are not stable than we have sound-minded people in the world today. There are more unstable people, unfortunately. However, it doesn't stop them from gaining clout. It doesn't stop them from becoming celebrities. It doesn't stop them from becoming popular.
Because some of these things have
you find a lot of them, they may be celebrities, they may be people that are known, they may be just people upcoming, struggling to become or to find some form of relevance or significance to their lives, and then suddenly, boom, popularity or fame comes with it. However, it does not stop the fact that they are unstable. There are a lot of people that will read through this and will be, I cannot do that. We are in the times where there's a lot of sensitivity in the air. People have lost loved ones. People are still looking for some of their loved ones. People are still struggling with the fact that, oh, this used to be home to me. We were having a conversation a few days ago where we were talking about Kaduna, how some of us grew up in Kaduna. And now you have situations where you're not even thinking of going to spend the night there because you feel unsafe. So there's a lot of sensitivity in the air. A lot of people are being careful because these are very sensitive issues that you're talking about. Kidnap is on a daily basis situation as we speak now. It has almost become normal to hear news every single day that somebody has been kidnapped or somebody has been raped. We had situations of abuse. We were still talking about domestic violence the other day. We were still talking about children and how they are exposed
even companies
to all sorts of abuse. So
they are hosting tweet space.
The atmosphere is very
charged.
tense.
It's charged. Yeah.
And then you decide to play a stunt like this. My only summation is that there is something wrong somewhere that you yourself may not even be aware of. There's so many people under pressure. There are so many people under the pressure that they put on themselves, the pressure that society puts on them, the pressure that a combination of all the pressures just to be able to make sense of their lives.
We'll reset her brain. She has to go to jail.
And another thing, I was coming there. Another thing is that the society needs to begin to put consequences to a lot of actions. Because now that social media has allowed for people to say anything, to do anything, it begs the question, where do we draw the line? That's what we're discussing today. Yeah. When people do not know that there are consequences for their actions, they will continue to carry them out, irrespective of who is affected or the other. So when our government comes back to seeing how these things are affecting the citizens that they swore to protect and be able to carry through rules and regulations plus consequences. So it cuts across, whether it's our security system, police, or are they empowered to be able to effect these rules? Are these rules in place? Are they actually working? Can people go to jail for causing, what will I call it, emotional trauma or psychological trauma?
So that's where
these are the things that these are the questions I'm asking.
We're going to ask.
We have to be able to find a way to curb these things.
Absolutely. So you know, the Minister for Information and Culture, right, Lai Mohammed, you know, when he talked about like certain kinds of restrictions on social media, right, you will now understand that it's not such a bad thing, right, to put in some restrictions and some kinds of guide, like a rule book to social media. It is okay for you to do stupid things, but you take a situation as sensitive as rape. I remember a story that I was once told of a boy in the US, I think, that he was accused wrongly of sexual harassment. He ended up spending, I think, maybe 15 years in jail. For something he knew nothing about.
There's so many
and guess
people.
what the girl now said? You know, because, you know, there is issues of racism. The girl now said she liked him. She tried to seduce him or something. He was not interested in her. And the next thing she does is it's just the case of, the case of David, Joseph in the Bible. Right? These are things that are not, you don't understand the impact. So let's say, for instance, a mob went to that address and saw a young boy, and they put a tire over his neck and they burnt him alive because, you know, what would have happened? Did you not come out and you come out to say that, oh, you were just, you are fine, you're not doing a video under duress? Does this make sense? You know, we're going to take a break, right? When we come back from the break, we want to open our phone lines to also hear your thoughts on this. And I need to answer this question: where do we really draw the line? Because it is getting too much. Stay with us, we'll be right back. All right, so if you just tuned in, it's our ladies' night out, and we're discussing clout chasing, and we're asking, where do we draw the line? Now, please let us hear what you have to say. Remember, you can join the conversation. Send us an SMS or WhatsApp to 081-803-4663. You can also tweet at us at WayShowAfrica1 with the hashtag WayShow. Our phone line is also now open. Remember the rules. Turn off the volume of your television set, right, so we can hear each other. The number to call is 070-2500-7749. That's the number to call. So, this is a conversation that we've had several times, in different styles. But for me, what was really disturbing for me today is because these things, it keeps happening. And it seems like, and that's where when you talk about government coming in, it seems like the government is not even paying attention. Because whether we like it or not, if that boy peradventure had a job or something, the next thing they will say he's a rapist in the office and they sack him. It doesn't stop there. He goes to jail and all of that.
Can't even get a job.
Right? So what do you think the kind of punishment this girl deserves? Because honestly speaking, this is beyond a slap on the wrist. Yeah. You will sleep in jail for 6 months. Okay. If I were to give her
6 months might be too much.
I know it's not too much.
It would not be too much.
Normally leave psychoanalysis. Now you say they go find you want popular, you go sleep for jail for 6 months. I am sure when you come out of jail you'll be very popular. This is the girl that slept in jail for 6 months because of this kind of it's so insensitive.
Okay, not even, there's a program I watch on DSTV, I can't remember the name, but they always so what they do is that parents of very stubborn kids, there's a program that they have, and they take you to jail for a day. Like you spend the whole day. You get there in the morning and you just see the lifestyle of those in jail. It changes the perception of the children. When they come out, they're like, no, I don't think I want to be there. I don't think I want to do anything to find myself there. So the government, what I'm just saying is that the government needs to think, obviously Nigeria is not going to do something like that, but the government needs to get creative on finding ways to actually, or punishments that are suitable for actions like this, because when left unattended to or left to go, it worsens because it hasn't been attended to.
You can even listen to the voice note of the brother, how visibly upset he was.
Yeah, he was. He was very, very, very upset.
There was a time that, well, I don't know if they still do it in Lagos State, but there was a time that even there's a way you drive, and when they catch you, they ensure that you go to the Yaba left. That you have to go
do a
for
psycho-evaluation.
And it will be on record that you have psychological, there's a statement to say that
you were analyzed
and all of that. So when people begin to know that there are implications for their actions, then people will think twice, especially with the social media. Every single day there's an onslaught of all kinds of things, uncensored. And it's a problem. Because guess what? We have younger people who are also joining. You have teenagers who are beginning, like, say from 16 or from 18. And they open up to these things. Before you know it, they think that this is normal. This is how things are done.
So I was going to even say that, you know, when I saw the subject of this clout chasing, rape and kidnap, you made a nonsense of
all the effort.
The people, the girls that were captured. Like, people don't think very deeply.
No.
You know, there were girls that were captured, Chibok girls, there were boys that were captured. There were different people that have been captured for years that the parents are
still in pain.
Some parents died.
They have no closure.
They've not had closure. Some parents have died because of the cases of kidnapping.
And there's some people who are still,
do you understand?
Even still
the people that are being stigmatized with the fact that they were raped.
They were kidnapped, or
they were raped and they've not been able to come out of that rape situation. Then you now open your mouth. Closure. Oh no, she has to stay in jail for 6 months. No, I'm serious. Because you see, when we make this without an option of fine, when we make this the punishments very, very severe, you would avoid it. Yeah. It's just like the way I say to a rapist, like my theory about rape. If I catch a rapist, if it was for me to leave the law, is to castrate you first. Then we now think of what to do next. We have to delete the weapon of mass destruction out of the way first. I will castrate you first. Then we now think of, that is my ideology of rape. Then you now see somebody like this now come and accuse someone of rape. You know, it means she didn't even think it through. No. You just made a nonsense of all the struggles, all the pain that people have been through.
For all you know, it could have even been a truth or dare.
Yeah,
for all you know,
be a lousy joke.
Something that, you know, a lot of people don't actually
or a lousy feeling. Those are the things that bring up things like
this. Let's bring it back to the element of why we are even discussing it. There was a situation where somebody was trying to clout chase. And it actually, we also filmed it and it went viral. What happened to verifying things before sharing it? Because before this kind of a thing would go viral, is because a lot of people would have shared it and all of that. It became viral. What happened? Even us too, we are culpable because we don't fact check. We don't fact check. We just, anything we see, we post or we broadcast. We forward. Yeah. You just to click the button and you forwarded it.
You forward, you retweet.
You know,
you
repost and all of that. So how do we start to even try to how do I say, censor some of these things that on our own part we're not part of the people fueling this thing?
Well, you hit a very, very tough spot right there, because the situation even now spoke to the larger problem where you have a crop of it just speaks very seriously about even how the average Nigerian is thinking. Because if you see something and you don't verify and you just keep on WhatsApp, you see people sending you counted the same message, you can get like 50 times. Some only to find out that, oh, this is a fake post, or this is something that happened like 10 years back or something like that. Yeah. People are in a hurry to post because they want to be one of the people too. In their own way, they're also clout chasing. They want to be one of the first people to post and say, yes, I got it. The information is hot and it's fresh, and people latch onto it. You see 1 million comments, thousands of likes, and this and that. How are we thinking?
So let me bring another angle to this conversation. How do you think blogs can be held accountable for things like this? Because again, a blogger is just interested in something, posting any stupid thing as far as the thing will gain traction to his or her page. And that's where a lot of these issues, you know, then get escalated. So how do we start to even say, okay, even with blogs, the big blogs, the big names, how do we start to even, you know, because they too are part of the problem.
I think they need to be held accountable and responsible as well, because if you know that your blog is going to be maybe slammed, I don't know, outside the
Instagram
country,
has a way
you
of
have
showing
situations where
Yeah.
you have license, right, for some of the things, and if you know that your license is going to be withheld, because really that's where, again, I come back to the thinking of the average Nigerian. If journalism has gone to that point where nobody is doing actual journalism, finding out if things are statements are true or things that have been said, verifying these things before you say, okay, firsthand, this is the fact on ground and all of that, then you're going to be held, because you're selling fake news. You are distributing fake news, and fake news can cause catastrophe if people are not careful. So if you're part of it, then again, consequences will be your portion, because you had a role to play in the situation. So if everybody knows that they are held liable, that there's a penalty, and you are, whatever, no matter how big you are, is either you are paying it in a fine or you are paying it some way or the other that you're going to
It's
pay,
going to cost you.
then people will pay attention. People will be more considerate. It's because it's you and I, it's not affecting us directly. That's why we can talk. If it's a situation where as a blogger or whatever, it's your brother that was implicated, will you be in a hurry? People do not put themselves in the position of others, and they do not exercise consideration when they're doing things. What if it affects you directly? How would you feel? Will the story be different? How will you be able to express it? Will you be very quick to share it to the public? People don't think about that. They only think about the popularity that comes with it. There's consequence, good or bad, and you should be ready to be able to take it. It's not just about when it comes in a good way, but when it comes in a bad way, you should also take responsibility for it.
So I will still go back 6 months in jail. Let's take some.
6 months is still too much.
6 months, no, she has to go to jail.
It's
what
a
nonsense.
lot. It's a lot. It's not.
I mean, for things like this, I think outside the country they probably do like community service. You do something.
Oh no, they'll make sure it's a public punishment.
Go and give a talk to children. You do something that you will have a rethink when next you are thinking of doing something stupid.
Absolutely. Let's take some.
So clout chasing, I don't know. Is it a wrong thing that we are now in an Android phone or social media world? Some Nigerians have now turned to overnight journalists. Exactly, that's another problem. It is out of normal that someone will just sit down with his abode and cook up nasty videos, stories, just to become popular in a jiffy. I think a harsh punishment should be meted on any person found wanting on such heavy crimes. It is a crazy world we're living in. God bless the ways, ladies, forever. This is from Bobby Kennedy from Jalingo, Taraba State. Thank you so much.
All right. He then further says the government have to regulate some part of the social media space, please. Censoring should be key. Please, censoring should be key. Let me take our first caller for the evening. I think Rosie from Lagos. Are you there? You're live. Roseline. Are you there? Oh, did we lose her? Okay, let's take your comment, please.
Oh, my comment says, this is Danielle Ilo, as a regular fan. And Daniel says, it is so sad and unfortunate that in Nigeria we have more abnormal people than normal. People just make themselves available to be used by the devil and end up doing some ridiculous and mad things. Thank God for Sister Norma. Sister. She made mention that there should be consequences for each action. That is the only way to handle a matter, and I support wholeheartedly. When these things are done orderly, maybe people who are involved in such acts will be careful next time. Banditry, rape, murder, kidnap, armed robbery, and domestic violence must have their own consequences and punishments. These things should not be handled with soft hand, but with strong hands.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So, ladies, as we wrap up the conversation, where is the way forward? Because we cannot not give them content to post. Let them not say that we are anti their progress. So where is the way forward for these people? What are the kinds of things we should be looking out for in terms of, or should we just put it out there maybe at the end of the video or something? How do we...
You made an important point earlier when you said algorithms. That algorithm, so even the social media space, shouldn't they review what they want to be
They're
able
interested
to make
in traction.
popular?
But they do review.
No, they
but
don't.
They most of them stay like, okay, so like Instagram. I know Instagram has, I think they have a policy over, you know, you can nakedness and certain levels of exposure.
I'm not sure of that.
You know, so
They
remember
should
we
have
took a
stuff
story
with
on
things like
TikTok
that.
where we talked about TikTok in China,
Yeah.
where they do not, you know, the way TikTok pays people for viral content and all of that, where you're
It's the
able,
way they pay them for
so the TikTok in China, the kind of viral content that
Is
they pay their use for is
intellectual.
intellectual. So science explorations,
Things that are
innovative and tech driven, that are, you know, you're using your brain to make sure that the, you know. But here, our own algorithm will take that anybody.
So
it's more about the numbers.
Because guess what? We cannot deny the fact that everybody wants to become a content creator. Even the one that is doing Yahoo. He will tell you that he's an influencer on social media so that he can use influencing to mask. Because you can't hide the fact that we were just talking in the makeup room that a lot of our influencers are making crazy money for their skits. So everybody would find creative ways to ensure that they have traction on their page that eventually gives them the ability to now say, okay, you know what, I am an influencer, and people then pay them to post certain things, right? It is a fact. So I'm just saying that, can we just decide that issues, you know, are sensitive, you know, as maybe child marriage, you know, things like rape, you know, kidnapping, it's a no-no. And I think what the government can do is to bring out a list, right? If you want to do your skit, we're not stopping you. But if you go and do anything in the line of this,
Like,
first of all, you can write. Instagram has pulled down my video before now. They say because the audio that I use, there's a piracy law somewhere in one country.
Yes, exactly.
So they can actually pull down those content.
Having policies.
Right? Yes, they can actually pull down those content. If there's a law that says if there's a case of rape or kidnap, go to the police station. Anything on social media should be brought down. It will not be taken seriously. You know, I think maybe it will help. I don't know if it is real. But again, we took a story of the young girl doctor that died.
Yeah.
That was shot.
I remembered it.
You know, that was shot in her tummy.
And she
now you remember now, a lot of people were asking that
was she clout
chasing?
Yeah,
that she should send the picture that to prove that she was raped.
Some people were even asking her if she was dead.
No, guess what? It is because of these kind of people.
So that's the thing.
You see, like so when people are in their situation, social media was supposed to be like a quick
response.
I am dying. You know,
a number of people have
help
been
me
saved,
out, and a lot of people have been saved by that.
Yeah.
So when you see the consequence of these kinds of nonsense, where you just come and you put up a video that has no basis, that's what I think they should change it to 1 year imprisonment. No, because it is annoying. That was why people genuinely were asking that doctor to send the picture, because nobody
and you can't blame them. You actually
now
blame them.
You know why you cannot blame them.
I understand clearly. You can't blame them because
are you dead yet?
Yeah,
I mean,
because
there were really bad
because you can't
also.
tell the issue now is that we can't tell the difference
sick.
anymore. Who is actually in need of help and assistance and who is just clout chasing.
There was a story that was told when I was a child, when they said that people, I think it was a tortoise story, I can't remember, that he would come out and say the lion is coming to devour me. I'm sure they told us all that story.
Yeah.
He said even the boy who cried wolf.
I think that's the story, where he will come and say they want to kill me, want to kill me. Everybody will rush with their ammunition and everything. And I say, I'm joking. He did it
when it finally happened.
Until the wolf finally came.
No one.
Do you understand? So if we continue to do things like this, when somebody is in their need of help, it will be very difficult.
Look at the case of Bamishe, sending that message and her friend being able to put it out to. We may not have even gotten far in her case.
Yeah.
If some of those information did not leak or if it wasn't shared in good faith, you know, and that's why people need to understand how grave the consequences can be when we use situations that are supposed to be for good to do our own, to carry out our own selfish desires or ambitions and all of that. There are so many people
I've changed my mind
who
because
are
you know why?
one way or the other.
They just buried that doctor today.
Yes, the doctor.
Week.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
it's still a bit fresh.
Yes, guess what? Because I was wondering how in the world somebody will say that I just got shot in a train, and the next thing you're asking is send pictures. I was wondering. I didn't understand it now until this nonsense that this young girl did, because you just carry a story and cook it from nowhere. You understand? And when somebody is in their need of help, you completely make a nonsense of what that tool is supposed to be. Please let us draw the line, because this one, I am thinking now, you need to go to jail for 1 year. By the time you come out, you will now understand what to do and what not to do. Write a book on how not to clout chase wrongly. You will then become popular.
How my cloud chasing cost me a
year in jail.
You make a lot of money.
You make a lot of money.
And just to add to what you were saying, I think young people need to learn to be relevant for the right reasons. There are a lot of jobless people too. People who don't have anything that they're doing. And for them to find relevance, significance, one way or the other, they come up with all sorts good, bad.
That's what I'm saying. As you are coming up with the sauce, make sure the all sorts that you're coming up with, use your brain and do not go in this kind of route. It is a no. Let's take I think our final comments, and we'll wrap up the conversation.
Okay. So I have this one from. This one is from Bissy, and Bissy says, "Good evening, ladies. I totally agree with you, Uwa, for a serious punishment for such clout chasing. I'm surprised the lady will use words as rape or kidnap as a joke. It's really painful how we behave and abuse the use of social media. There should be awareness on how to use social media, as most young people just go there and disgrace not only themselves, but their loved ones. Well done, ladies. You're doing a great job. Stay blessed." Thank you so much, BC, for your comment.
Thank you so much, BCO. I think, NJ, you have a final comment. Then we wrap up the conversation. This way.
Okay, so my final comment is from Bobby Kennedy, who is sending us a message all the way from Jalingo in Taraba State. He says, "How I wish I'm a judge. I will castrate any man found wanting in such crimes. I'm sorry that I'm a man, but the men are so guilty when it comes to such acts."
And that's why you do not joke with things like rape.
No, you don't. Thank
you so much, Noma. Thank you, and you had a fantastic conversation. We're sorry, we apologize. I think the phone lines were jammed or something. Before we go, do ensure you follow us on Instagram at PlusTvAfrica. You can interact with us further, drop a comment, and more importantly, follow all our engagements on social media, like, share, and invite your families and friends to watch and follow the conversation. We do not post things that you cannot verify. We're not here to clout chase. We're here to solve real problems. So if you missed today's quote, here it is again. As soon as you stop chasing things, I promise the right one is gonna catch up with you. I will see you guys live tomorrow at 8 p.m. as we bring you another great conversation. Enjoy.